we want to underscore this relentless focus, what you could call an inside secret, what should be a banality of business, of a long-term focus on the health of what we believe is and will continue to be one of and will become the most important software business in the world.
What is up, YouTube? This is Caleb with Diligent Trades, and we're going to be looking and diving into Palantir technical analysis, and where I actually find or actually give insight into the fundamentals and give my outlook for let's say 5 years, because that's what Alexander Karp actually did. He gave a 5-year guidance, and the numbers were actually very impressive. And if we actually take into account $4 billion in revenue by 2025, that's kind of a bold statement, but you got to trust a guy with hair that crazy, right? So with that being said, we're going to dive right into it. And if you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up, please give it a subscribe, because we're actually going to be digging deeper and deeper into Palantir as the days, weeks, months, and years go by, because I am a long-term investor into Palantir, and I actually find that their software is very innovative and effective. It will be changing a lot of industries and helping them become more efficient in their line of work, helping them with their bottom line, and in turn generate more profits. Before we actually dive into the Palantir Technologies technical analysis, I actually want to take the time to say that I am not a financial advisor. None of this is a recommendation to buy or sell said stock. Anything that I say in this video is purely for educational or informational purposes, right? And with that being said, I actually want to disclose my Palantir position with my viewers, because I believe that there are a lot of content creators or YouTubers out there that speak very highly or speak lowly of Palantir, yet have no position in Palantir or won't show their position in Palantir, right? We're all about disclosure here at Diligent Trades, and I actually want to show my viewers how bullish I am and how willing I am to hold on to these shares for a very long time. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 years, because I know how valuable these shares will be. And you'd be surprised, market manipulators, they know how valuable these shares are too. When you're listening to a man with crazy hair saying that Palantir software will become the most important software in the world, that's a very bold statement. I take his bet on that, and I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. So for the long-term hedge account, we actually have 2,400 shares in Palantir. Now, what can you do with 2,400 shares? Sell covered calls like no tomorrow, get premium, and literally just accumulate shares, buy shares every single month. And it's so important to buy on these dips, right? Every dip is a good buying opportunity for the long term. Now, if you're a swing trader, I get it. You want to get in at 22, you want to sell at 31. That's fine. More tax implications for you. And everybody's strategy is different. Now, since this is, a hot stock, very volatile, and the premium is just extreme on this, we're talking about you can make so much money just off of premium. You're getting literally free shares, and why wouldn't you? It's one of the hottest stocks out on Wall Street right now. Wall Street bets love it. Cathie Woods love it. Market manipulators love it. I mean, look at the volume for Friday yesterday, 320 million. That's record breaking, right? And we still closed up 15.22% and went up even more after hours. We went up 4% after hours. So really closing the day, we really made it a 20% day for Palantir. And that just lets you know that that is capitulation. That is a true reversal, and that is a sign of strength. And everybody believed that, well, the lockup period is going to have it sell off. We're going to dip below 20. Now, it could. However, that was never my thesis. I always believed that the big move from 45 or even 38 all the way down to 24.50, right after earnings, was priced in by market makers. Now, if everybody knew these companies were having lockup period expiration, everybody would buy puts for the day that it lockup period would expire, extending for a few days, hoping that it would sell off further. If that was the case, everybody would be rich just off of lockup period expiration. But come on, market makers are a little smarter than that. They love selling premium on both sides. So that means you should be playing the same game with them as well. Don't feed into their game, play their game. That's just my thoughts. And how Warren Buffett says, when there's blood on the streets, definitely buy. That is a great sign to buy. Buy when people are fearful and sell when people are greedy. Definitely people were greedy up here at 45. Sold a $60 call, made pretty good premium on it, right? And people got very fearful here. Definitely sell put credit spreads, sell naked puts to pick up shares, at a cheaper price, at a discount. And if you don't get assigned, I mean, the upside move will kill those premiums and you just close it out or you just let it ride out. You get the point. But this video is not about premium. That we would have to save that video. We would have to save that topic for a different video. However, we're going to dive right into the technical analysis before I just go on and on and on about Palantir and why you should be owning these shares. So first and foremost, we are on the 6-month chart to get us the big picture of Palantir. We are still in an upwards trend and we are holding very strongly on this Fibonacci level. The value of this Fibonacci level is actually $26.96 or $27, right? Now, it's actually holding very strong. I am very impressed with the move on Friday. Stochastic slow is finally curling up, RSI curling up, and the MACD will soon be following as well. Now, we're actually above the 50 EMA, right? Not a huge indicator, but it's actually good that we are above that. Now, I see on Monday that we could possibly be testing this $31 level. And depending on how we actually act upon this level will determine where that new range might be. Now, we consolidated in this high $29, $30 to $22 range for about a month and a half, right? Now, the question is, well, where are we going to consolidate now? Are we going to consolidate between 27 and 31, or are we going to consolidate between the low 30s and 40 to low 40s? I believe the later. I believe that we might be consolidating between this $31 level and the $38 level, right? So in between this little two Fibonacci levels. That's just my take. However, let's go to a smaller time frame to actually get, more of an idea for what to expect on Monday. So this is actually, I believe, the 10-day. This is the 10-day. Okay, so we'll actually go to the 1 month. 1 month chart, 2-hour time frame. We see that the RSI is actually neutral. Stochastic slow is getting near overbought, but the MACD is barely crossing over. This gives me an idea that we will be breaking or perhaps even gapping above $30.55 come Monday, right? We do know that there were a lot of shorts closing out on expiration day. Well, yesterday actually, but shorts from expiration day closed out yesterday. We see this huge gap up and we maintained all day, which was very impressive. And the question is, do we see move number 2 of short squeeze, or do we see a slight dip, test at 28.31 and then bounce back up? So what it's looking like to me on the 2-hour time frame only is that we could possibly be gapping up above the $30.55 level, test 31, and if we break both of those levels, we might see 34 come Tuesday, perhaps Wednesday. That's my very bullish case. However, we're going to go to the smaller time frames to actually get more of an idea. I'm going to squeeze down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we see that the RSI is still neutral. MACD has tons of room to move to the upside. And when I mean tons of room, I mean tons of room on the 1 hour. However, stochastic slow looks like it's starting to get very toppish. So perhaps Monday, bounce up a little bit, maybe come back down to opening levels, and then try to break past $30.55, maybe $31 level. Going to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, this is quite interesting because RSI getting close to topish, not necessarily topish. RSI looks like it might be curling back down. MACD looks like it's kind of weakening, perhaps. So we might see, for the short term, like I'm talking about opening of market open, possibly just come down slightly and then bounce back up for the rest of the day and just take it on, because you do have to see that on the daily chart there is just so much room to the upside. I'm talking about perhaps in the next week and a half it should be above 36. That's just my belief. Now, a lot of people would actually say, well, no, Palantir is going to 45, going to 60 by next week. As a long-term investor, I would love to see that. I would love to see Palantir above $45 by tomorrow, if that was possible. However, we have to be realistic and see that maybe that's not the healthiest move for the stock, right? And it's always at the will of the market makers. You know, they're always playing a game. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, what game are they playing this week? They like throwing in some curveballs, and you know, we just got to stay on our toes. But according to the RSI, stochastic slow, and MACD, there's just so much room to the upside. And you know, as it just skyrockets, it would be nice to sell some covered calls once those premiums get juiced up, once the calls get juiced up. But I think that actually concludes our technical analysis for today. And I'm just going to leave a short clip of Palantir to help viewers get more of an understanding of how great this company is and how far they are actually going. But thank you so much for watching. And this is Diligent Trades.
When we transferred to the commercial world, people didn't believe that would succeed because there's no history of anybody going from government to commercial. When we became a global company, people didn't believe that would succeed because typically companies that start in the American government or in America do not succeed or thrive abroad. When we went and did our DPO, people thought we should IPO because that is the best and quickest way to transfer money to Wall Street. But we believed we should be focused on allowing the average person to participate.